Hi, it's Karen Dubs with Flexible Warrior. I have my marathon runner friend Gabby with me today, and we're going to do a post-run stretch. And so when you're running outside, again, you don't need any equipment. You don't have to take your shoes off either. You want to get your stretch in as quickly as possible right after your run. 10 minutes is really all it takes, and you just have to commit to it on a regular basis because frequency is the key. So if you can find a tree, I'm going to demonstrate some stretches in case you don't have a tree. Anything really that you can use sort of as a prop is helpful. So we are going to start with a hamstring stretch, which is called pyramid stretch in yoga. And you get a nice chest stretch with this too. So you want your hands about shoulder level, and then you're going to drop your head down between your arms. And this front leg, if your hamstrings are really tight, you may need to bend your knee a little bit, and that's totally fine. As long as you're feeling a stretch, it is all good. It's not about making the pose perfect or exactly like what we're doing. And actually, it's raining here a little bit right now too, which is beautiful and refreshing. And that happens, right? You're out in nature and you just go with the flow. So you want to take deep breaths in and out through your nose. And you want to pull back a little bit. So if your right foot is forward, you want to pull back a little bit with your right hip. And that's going to get a little bit deeper into the hamstring and actually attach a little bit into the IT band and the outside part of your hamstring. So you want to hold these stretches for at least 5 breaths each. So let's do one more really deep breath in. Press with your hands, pull back with your hips, and let your chest drop down too and pull your tailbone up. And that'll deepen the stretch. Okay? And if, by the way, you don't have a tree, I wanted to demonstrate, you can just have your hands on your shin. Okay, make sure it's below your knee though, because you don't want to put pressure on your knee joint. Okay, so from here, does that feel good, Gabby?
Oh, yeah.
She wants to stay there a little longer, it feels so good. We're going to do a quad stretch on the opposite leg from here. So again, you can use the tree for balance. You can walk your hands sort of up the tree or whatever you have as a prop. Take your hand behind and grab onto your foot. And what you want to do is grab the inside of your foot, not the outside. The reason why is because that opens your chest more. All right? And then as you walk your hand up the tree, you can kick out a little bit and come into a deeper stretch. Or you can just keep your knees together and push your hips in towards the tree. So see what feels better for you. You hit a little bit more hip flexor with this variation and a little bit more quad as you open up into what's called dancer's pose. Okay, let's take 2 more breaths with that. So again, like 5 breaths each stretch is ideal. And these static stretches are what you want to do after you run. Dynamic stretches, you can check out the other sequence. Those are movement based, and that's what you want to do before you run. Okay. So from here, let's get a calf stretch. So if you do have that tree, you can take that same foot and bring the ball of the foot up on the tree, or whatever prop you're working with, and push your hips into the tree, lift up with the chest, and drop down with the heel. And the toe is up as high on that tree as you can get it, so you get a great stretch. Now, if you don't have a tree, you can do a calf stretch here, you know, a traditional calf stretch that way. Totally fine. You're just gonna get a deeper stretch with your foot propped up. Okay, let's do one more deep breath in and out. And then from there, we're gonna do pigeon. So you can step back, so you're about arm's length away from the tree, and take that same leg you were stretching, fold it over, and then your hands at shoulder height or level, you can drop your head down, and as you push your ankle into your thigh, your knee is gonna externally rotate a little bit more, and that'll get you a deeper stretch. So other segments that I have, you can do restorative stretches on the floor with your shoes off. That's all great too. But the key is this, getting the stretches in right after you run. You make it part of your routine and you do it consistently every single time. That's where the benefits come from. Go ahead and stand up. Gabby's gonna get paid extra. It's really pouring down right now. Okay, so let's get this all on the other side. So we're gonna start with the hamstring stretch first. So the opposite step. Foot steps forward for your pyramid stretch. Hands at shoulder level. And then you drop your head down. This is one of my favorite stretches because it's such a great hamstring stretch. So same thing that we talked about before. The foot on the leg that's forward, you want to pull back with that same hip. So if your right foot is forward, you want to pull back with your right hip and down with your left hip. Drop your chest down between your arms. Pull your belly in and your hips back. And let your chest and shoulders relax into the stretch. So you're getting a nice chest opener here as well, which is really important for runners to keep good posture, okay? Heart up high. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, go a little bit more relaxed into your stretch. And then go ahead and come up from there, and we're going to go into that dancer's pose next. So you just shift your weight forward, reach around, grab the inside of your foot. Again, just make sure that your hand is on the instep of your foot, not the outside, because that opens your chest. And then your hand can walk up the tree, and you can kick out, or you can keep your knees together and push them in towards the tree so that you're feeling a little bit more hip flexing. Again, 5 breaths each stretch. So let's take 2 more breaths. And then from here, let's do our calf stretch. So ball of the foot comes up on the tree. And the higher it is, the better. And the heel stays down. And you press your hips into the tree. Lift your chest up, come into that little bit of a back bend. So you're opening up the chest and the heart. And Gabby, you can let me know if I miss any of the stretches.
No, you're good.
Take one more deep breath. And remember, if you don't have a tree, this is your calf stretch where you're pushing, back this way. And from here, let's come into pigeon. So you're going to wrap your ankle over your opposite knee. Did I miss something? Drop it down.
I got myself backwards.
Oh, okay. So as long as you're switching legs and doing, both on, alternating and doing both legs, it's all good. It doesn't matter which leg you're on first. You want to drop your chest down between drop your head and your chest down between your arms. And then the more that you push your ankle into your knee and externally rotate that knee out to the side, the more you're going to feel it in your hip. Let's take one more really deep breath in and out through your nose, and try to really consciously relax with your exhale. Induce the relaxation response in the body. Try to recover now. Move into transition into recovery mode. Go ahead and stand up really tall. So the last thing we're going to do here is just a variation of downward facing dog. Since we don't have a mat and we're working with what we have, both hands are shoulder level. You're going to pull back with both hips and drop your chest down between your arms. So this is the hamstring stretch and a chest opener. Again, if your hamstrings are really tight, you can bend your knees. Otherwise, legs can be straight. You want to really push through your hands and pull way back with your hips. Should feel a nice hamstring stretch here. And then go ahead and come up from that. Similar variation, opposite thing. You're going to turn your tailbone butt, and you want to step your feet about like a good foot away from whatever the prop is that's behind you. You're going to grab onto opposite elbows and do a forward fold out over the legs. And this is one of my favorites too, because it's just, you don't have to work so hard. You just get to relax. Let the prop hold you up. And it's so nice because you're out in nature. You can really just, check in with the sounds and the feelings and the sensations of nature all around you. The tree behind you, the ground beneath you, the fresh air, the birds, all of that fabulous stuff. I mean, what's better than that? So take one more huge breath in. Get that good oxygen into your blood to help you recover. Exhale, see if you can relax even more into your forward fold. And then hands can come to your thighs, deep bend in your knees. Push your hands into your thighs, roll your spine into the tree behind you. Give yourself a little push, okay? Great work, you guys. Thank you again, Gabby. And make sure the consistency is the key. You have any requests, send them to Karen@flexiblewarrior.com. I'm happy to film you a little segment, special just for you. And for full-length segments and DVDs, book, you can check out my website, so it's flexiblewarrior.com. Email is Karen@flexiblewarrior.com. Thank you so much. Namaste.